Welcome to Enigma Daily, everybody. Tuesday edition. You actually got the Enigma cast intro there instead of the Enigma Daily intro, but hey, it's all good, man. Like I said, we're a one-man op around this bad boy. And again, today we are trying out the beta feature or the new feature of YouTube where I am streaming vertical as well. And I still haven't had a chance to take in there and look at it. From my end over here, I see my face is, I'm trying to keep it in the center of the frame for you guys over there as best as possible. But if you're watching this and you see it on vertical stream, let me know how it's looking or what I can do to make that. It doesn't give me a lot of options here to fix it on that end. Either way, happy Tuesday. And you know how we do around here on Tuesday. And if you don't know what we do around here on Tuesday, we talk about conspiracy theories that actually turn out to be factual. And we talk about hidden agendas and things like that. And today we have a interesting article that came to me, but I'm going to do something different today. I'm actually not going to link the article into the description of this video because the article comes from the World Economic Forum, the WEF, which is by far Satan's publication, 100%. It's the most evil organization on the planet. And literally James Bond-like villains work at that place. So if you're interested in wanting to go and look at what I'm talking about when I'm done, you're going to have to go out there and Google it yourself, but know that you'll probably immediately be put into a tracking database on their end. So today we're going to be talking about something that's quietly creeping up around the entire world, and it's making its way steadily, if not all the way completely through the United States of America. We're talking about the digital ID system that the United States of America is moving us closer and closer to. I'd say almost 80% fully there. And it's expanding at a rate that a lot of people, it's moving quickly, but slow enough where people aren't really questioning it. The younger generation, they're all in for it, actually. And maybe that'll change as spiritual awareness or biblical studies take place in the United States. As they come closer in their faith, you'll see that it's actually the precursors, if not the foundation, to the beast system that's talked about in the book of Revelations. But one thing that you have to be able to understand right now is that the digital ID system is not science fiction. It's real. It's here. It's live. It already exists. Several U.S. states now offer mobile driver's license stored on your smartphones, accepted at, certain airports. The real ID is mandatory right now, I think, across every state in the United States of America. You can't get on a plane without a real ID. Federal agencies, including the Department of Homeland Security, which is a dangerous institution, openly discuss digital identity frameworks designed to verify who we are online and offline. And on the surface, it seems like it's a good idea, right? It's convenience. Let's make your life easier. You know what? Here, your phone's always with you. That's also a bad thing. Carry it with you always. But here, let's put your, let's put your passport on here. Let's put your driver's license on here. You already got your, your credit cards on here. You already swipe your phone, to pay. I don't. Some people do. And so it's an easy sell. Like, hey, look, you can, one-stop shopping quickly. You can get in and get out to do what you want to do. Fewer, but it's fewer documents to carry. It's less things to keep track of. And, it's just, again, man, Americans, we're all about the ease of life. But there's other questions that are starting to emerge, right? The systems don't just store your face or your digital ID or your credentials. It's going to have your medical records in there. It's going to have all your financial records in there. It's going to be literally a GPS system tracking every single move that you make, where you go, what you do. And the people, the most diabolical thing that they say is that if you're not doing anything wrong, you got nothing to fear. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Like 99% of Americans and people, I would literally say across the globe, they're not doing anything wrong anyways, right? It's not like, also, there was not a vote. No one was asked about this. It's slowly just introduced to you like it's the latest and greatest thing, right? But here's the rub, man. Here's where this technology is dangerous. Everything you have is stored. And with a few keystrokes, you can be completely erased. With a few keystrokes, you can be completely changed. Your digital footprint is extremely easy to manipulate, right? They'll talk about encryptions and all this other stuff. Don't. We've had quantum computers for 30 years. 30 years, right? Don't believe it. Don't believe anything these people say about how quantum computers don't exist. They do. Even Trump has talked about technology that we have that can bend space and time. We have all that stuff. We've had it for a long, long time, right? So, and it's dangerous because if you do something wrong or if you don't go along with what they say, like mandatory, I don't know, medical practices, they can just cut your banking off. They can cut your funds off. They can, cut your ID off. They can freeze your driver's license. And if you, even now with digital cars, you use your cell phone to unlock your car. They can shut your car off. They can do everything. They can completely shut you down, right? And critiques argue that it's about control, which I totally agree with it. And supporters argue that it's just efficient. It's the new way of doing things. And it is just how we need to evolve as a society. But I will tell you that nothing you've ever been given in your whole entire life was ever really designed to make your life easier. It's just not. That's not how the system works. There's nothing that they've ever given you. There was a time, if you go back and you look in like the black and white era of society, the 1920s, when I studied marketing for a while, and the door-to-door salesmen that used to go around to sell, washing machines or, toasters or whatever, their number one selling point for anything they sold was that how well it was built and how long it would last. Literally, that you can go look it up. Some of the old things people talk about. Everything that you've given now is meant to break within like a year or 2 years. Apple has been caught putting software on their phones to purposely drain the battery. Nothing happened. And that is the B system. The first Mac computer ever sold was $666. Steve Wozniak is a satanic Freemason. And, the other idiot who was involved in that, he was not even close to being a genius. Steve Jobs is a complete and total moron. He is a moron. And if you look at any of his work, he contributed nothing to that, right? He was just a brand face, right? I know people and you see these people lining up. The apple that they used for their logo is to symbolize the apple in the Garden of Eden. It's true. They don't deny any of this, right? But those cell phones are meant to break every year or upgrade every year. In fact, 2 days ago, I didn't do a story about this, but 2 days ago, Samsung executives landed in Mexico outside of a silver mine because they're having a silver shortage for their phones, right? It's all the greed mechanism out there. They could 100% make a cell phone that could last for easily 10 years. And the software just upgrade on it. But they purposely put the lower grade cameras in there, to go do it. And they even, for a fact, they put software in their cameras. If you talk to anybody who's ever hunted cryptids, they'll tell you that the old cell phones for iPhone take crisper, pictures of strange things. But there is software in there now that will purposely make the, photo blurry. It's not even debatable. But they don't make anything to last anymore. It's meant to break. You're supposed to drive your car for 300, 400, 500,000 miles. The whole premise of changing your car in every, 80,000 miles is stupid. They take that car, they send it overseas, they do some work on it and they resell it for like the same value. They want you to think that, this is how business is. It's not how it was. Back in the day, things were built to last, right? And so nothing that you've been given to you in this digital age, nothing that you've been given was meant to last. It's meant to break and upgrade, right? So the digital ID expansion in the world is talked about in the book of Revelations. It's talked about, a lot of people by now, that it's the beast system. Talk about the mark of the beast on your forehead or your hand. I actually don't think it's a microchip. I actually don't think that it is something. I don't think that it is a phone or a wallet. I actually think the mark of the beast system might actually try to be something that they implant in your children when they're born, right, in their brains or something like that, or a surgical implant that they do. where they're gonna say, oh, we keep all of its shot records here. We can do, you know, all this other good stuff with it. You know, all of its, you know, everything. I think it might be something like that. And I think it might actually be some type of organic material at the time, not a microchip or not, you know, something that ever breaks. That's just my own personal opinion. And if you want my opinion about digital IDs, I actually think they're horrible. I think that they are 100% part of a satanic agenda. They're 100% part of a social credit score. I think they're 100% part of the plan that's failing in the US. It won't ever work in the US. There's too many stubborn people in the US. You have a lot of people that watch US politics, which is so boring and obviously scripted. It's ridiculous. A lot of people have this the division that half of America is one way, half of it's another. It's not. You have like 10% of Americans who are freaking just idiots, right? And they're the loudest ones. They're always at the same cities doing the same stuff. They're obviously moved around, right? So the digital ID system in the United States of America, I think, will fail. And I actually think that's why, if you've been watching the news, that the satanic cult has got its eyes on literally Australia. I think that's where they want to head next. They're about to set up shop down there. They've openly talked about how they're going to have to leave the US. Once the light hits them, they can't survive. So I don't think the digital ID system will take off in the US. There's way too many self-reliant individuals in the United States of America that can grow their own food, fish, hunt, work out the barter system, and that, you know, have no problem turning off their cell phones, especially the Gen X and the Gen Zs. They have no problem doing that. I don't know too many millennials, and I don't think it'll happen. But that's just my personal opinion on that, guys. But it is starting to move out. There is a plan to do it. The Real ID has taken over the United States of America, and we'll just see where it goes from here. Anyways, I can just give you the breadcrumbs. You need to follow it on your own, and, you know, take your time and, you know, do your own research and do your own reading. And if you're new to this channel, we're the Enigma Daily. We are the sister channel of the Ancient Enigma Files. Our format is Monday through Friday. We go live around noon for 10-15 minutes just talking about current world events. This article dropped 3 days ago. Again, I'm not going to plug the WEF website or their forum. They're freaking so disgusting. You can go look it up yourself. But if you found us this time, please give us a subscribe. It costs you nothing, but it helps this channel algorithm out immensely. Give us a thumbs up. If you got any questions, leave it in the comments below. I'll answer them. And if you didn't like what you see, give me a thumbs down. It's okay. But if you give me a thumbs down, let me know what we can do better to improve the show moving forward, like getting our intro right, and we'll get it worked out. So guys, that's all you get for today. We will be back tomorrow, Wednesday, for a brand new episode. And until then, we'll catch you guys later. We're out.
Subscribe now and turn on the notifications to join us on this extraordinary journey into the unknown.